Lucius the Eternal steps into the Genestealer Gauntlet to prove one thing, that he is the greatest warrior the galaxy has ever seen. Deeming an endless supply of Genestealers worthy of his challenge, he readies the Blade of Leia and faces down the oncoming horde with glee in his mind. The Master Swordsman marches into the fray, and we look forward to another episode of the Genestealer Gauntlet. Each competitor will face endless waves of Genestealers with only their raw stats and abilities as well as their faction rule. No enhancements, no stratagems, and no detachment abilities. Today's challenger is Lucius the Eternal, equipped with the Blade of Leia and the Lash of Torment. His faction ability won't be any use, and unfortunately the Genestealers don't count as monsters to give him rerolls, but toughness 5, a 5+ feel no pain, and the fight's first ability will make him really hard to kill, so he should be able to withstand a few rounds of combat easily. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and thank you for your continued support. Also check out the Patreon and Discord in the video description. Let's begin. Lucius the Eternal makes his way into the gauntlet, ready to make his mark and write his name in the annals of history. To that end, and with no ranged weaponry, he marches straight into the battle. Lucius stares down the Genestealers facing him, and you can almost detect a flicker of fear across their monstrous masks. And then, quick as a flash, Lucius strikes at the Genestealers in one delicate sweep. 6 hits, 6 wounds, and no saves made. Within a split second, the 5 Genestealers are sliced in twain and make no noise as their upper bodies are separated from their legs. Lucius the Eternal turns away from the fight, completely unsatisfied, and readies himself for the next round. There is no stopping his ascension to the top of the pile. The Genestealers crawl out from their crevices and prowl towards Lucius. Lucius turns to face his quarry with a steely look on his face. And again, he unleashes his blade with a flick of his wrist. Another 6 hits, another 6 wounds, and no saves made again. The story repeats itself, and Lucius the Eternal carves up the monsters with glee. So far, there doesn't look like a way to stop this incredibly dangerous warrior. 10 rounds go by and the bodies are stacked up as our man Lucius is covered in blood. A euphoric experience for him today. And the bliss continues as he steps towards the horde of Genestealers with their swelled ranks. Much less damage this time, as only 3 Genestealers perish from the flash of Lucius's blade. The Genestealers catch Lucius in a bit of a lull and lay 28 attacks into him. But the devastating claws of the Genestealers only manage to cause 7 wounds, with Lucius's speed coming into play to avoid as many attacks as he can. Lucius saves a massive 6 wounds, but fails the follow-up feel no pain roll and drops down to 5 wounds remaining. Lucius responds to this egregious insult by slaying another 4 Genestealers, keeping the rest alive to seemingly amuse himself. Less hits this time, as 12 attacks claw at the swordsman and only 3 of them hit the flesh. One of these is saved, and one of the feel no pain rolls is made, so 1 wound goes through and drops Lucius down to 4 wounds remaining. However, the pain just excites Lucius and gears him up for another massive slashing attack. 3 swipes cut the remaining 3 Genestealers to ribbons, and Lucius looks elated as the limbs and blood shower him. A dominant performance today, but can he go on and win the whole thing? Lucius starts the round off with a dangerous opening gambit. 5 hits, 5 wounds, and only 1 save kills off 4 Genestealers, thinning the numbers slightly. But the numbers still favour the Genestealers, and 22 hits now come Lucius's way. Dangerous territory for Lucius, as those 22 hits cause 8 wounds, and he'll need a big effort to turn those away. A marvellous 6 saves keep Lucius in the fight, but no feel no pain rolls means that he's now down to 2 wounds. But he he continues in the fight for now and plows through another 4 Genestealers. He's having all the fun in the world, chopping through bone like butter. And surely the Genestealer retaliation won't be enough to save this round, but they do manage to cause 2 wounds from only 8 attacks. And Lucius fails both of the saves. This could be a disaster, dying on the cusp of greatness. But he does manage one of the feel no pain rolls and finds himself safe on 1 wound remaining. And as expected, Lucius ends the round strongly, killing off the 2 remaining Genestealers and laughing maniacally as he does so. He knows his time is coming to an end, but the pleasure from the pain is so worth it. Lucius allows the combat drugs to flood his system in order to keep himself steady as blood pours from several openings in his armor. And even with the grievous wounds, his attacks are still at full strength and 6 Genestealers fall to the Blade of Leia. You'd have to say that Lucius's time is now at an end, as 6 wounds land from 16 hits. It'll take a miracle to survive here on 1 wound remaining. But survive he might, as 4 saves are made, and so are the feel no pain saves. Now, battered and bloodied, Lucius finally looks to be struggling as only 2 of his attacks land. Surely a grave mistake by the flourishing swordsman. The 2 wounds do land though, and only 1 save means that another Genestealer falls. Can Lucius's luck and armor hold as 11 hits land on him? Of those 11 hits, 3 wounds go through. Of those 3 wounds, 1 save is made. And of those failed saves, only 1 feel no pain is made. The incredible warrior did what he came to do. He took on the challenge and performed it incredibly well. But Lucius finally falls. And one day, not too soon, when the Genestealer rejoices at killing such a formidable enemy, Lucius will return, and the Genestealer will be just another face in Lucius's armor. Lucius the Eternal has killed 72 Genestealers, and it was his incredible defense which served him well today. And where does that place him on the leaderboard? He slots himself in right at the top. The reign of Captain Titus is over, as Lucius the Eternal talked the talk and then walked the walk, and is now sitting pretty as the leader of this Genestealer Gauntlet. Don't forget to like and subscribe and suggest a model that you think can knock Lucius the Eternal from the top of this leaderboard. Please also check out the Discord and Patreon in the video description, and we will see you next time.